What is up, my beautiful people? Welcome back to the channel. I'm your girl Adri Montanez. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. I do have a lot of new subscribers. Thank you so much for subscribing and for being patient with me. My life has been flipped upside down literally since the show, but I'm gonna do a part 2 video with that, with a life update. I kind of want to keep this just with my little intimate cheese mess. So we're gonna go through a little bit post-show depression, reverse dieting, 5 months post-show now, just a mini life update, and how I got robbed and scammed in the process of my prep. And there's just a lot to it. There's a lot of darkness to bodybuilding that I feel like social media doesn't show a lot of. And guess what? If you're here right now, you see this video, maybe you've been somewhere, or maybe you had a situation, you didn't know how to talk about it, or can relate to anybody, I'm your girl. I'm your girl. This is my raw truth. YouTube is like my public diary. Like, it's my journey to myself. Also too, when I did film my series, I didn't want to, most people, when you see a series, it's like you see every week to week and leading up to the show and date. I didn't want to put so much stress on my personal anxiety because I already was going to go out of state on top of what I already was dealing with, which YouTube had no idea. None of you guys knew what I was going through, which is what this video is about today. So I want to give you a little update. So you want to catch up and you're new here, you want to get to know me a little bit more, I will fill you in. If you have any questions too, or suggestions, content, anything, drop it down below. I am not afraid. I'm an open book. I'm not afraid to answer it. And lastly, keep up with me. Instagram, I don't post crazy on Instagram. I kind of repost a lot of what I post on TikTok, but I love TikTok. I don't have a big platform. I don't get the best views, but I just don't understand. TikTok's been like this with me lately, but it is what it is. So if you want to get into today's video, definitely stick around. Get you a snack, get you a glass of wine, get you some water. It is gloomy in California. I'm going to leave here in a little bit. I wanted to get cozy, and I got some notes. Peep the cute little journal. We got Hello Kitty. So I have some notes in here, what I'm going to go through, just so I can keep my thoughts and everything organized. And let's get into today's video. First things first, when I started the show, I already knew I wanted to compete this last year. And I know there's a lot of, everybody has different preferences. I was in this kind of make or break mode with my personal fitness journey, and I wanted to push myself to a level that I didn't know if I can really get to. My body weight was about 178 to 180. For show, I got down to 135, 134 with hardly any water, very minimal carbs. It was a rough week, peak week. And that was the lowest. That's a lot. I lost about 38 pounds, almost 40 pounds in less than 16 weeks, which is a lot of weight. But also too, in the mix of it, I had to fire my coach. I got scammed on one, and then I ended up hiring another one just to assist when I was like 3 months out. And, or when I was, maybe like 8 weeks out. That one left too. That was a piece of crap. And here's the thing, I'm not going to put these people out there because you know what? I'm going to let karma get them. I don't want to get them any type of clout or clickbait. It's not even worth it, because now I see where they're really at and how they're handling their life. And I've seen, nope. Let go and let God, right? Easier said than done, but I'm just not going to do that. And then on show day too, like I said, I walked about 134, 135. I was only drinking about 8 ounces of water, very minimal, but I was so nervous. I thought I was going to like poop on myself. I was so anxious before I got on that stage, but we can get to that in later on. So first things first too, reverse dieting. I reversed very well. I'm going to actually put up since it's been about 5 months since I did walk the show, I only put on about the most 13 pounds in 5 months. Right now I just dropped about 4 pounds, so I'm literally about 11 pounds up since show day. So I'm 145 pounds right now. I feel really great. My body composition, I am going to be doing a body fat scan soon. I'm going to be posting more on YouTube again, just from everything I've been through, but I'm going to do that probably after these next couple videos. I do have some content that's just been lingering. Again, I'll get to it. And I know there's a lot of different perspectives and experiences with reverse dieting. I was really paranoid because I've always been really heavyweight throughout my whole life. So I didn't know how I was going to be. Part of me was like, am I going to want to binge? Am I going to want to snack? And it kind of put this complex I was dealing with food. I would feel guilty eating certain things. I remember the next day we went out for breakfast and my husband's like, okay, just get whatever you want, because, you haven't eaten bread, pancakes, nothing like that. And I remember all I wanted was like biscuits and gravy, and I couldn't even finish it. My stomach definitely has shrank just from how I was eating on the prep, but it also created a different level of discipline. You know, I know sometimes people can, and I never wanted to have an unhealthy relationship with food, because food is not the enemy. I think it's just balance. We get so caught up with, especially Americans, like, we eat all day, every day. Like, we can get on our phone and literally just DoorDash something. Like, I've been wanting sushi. I could DoorDash it and have it here in 20 minutes. Like, we can have anything satisfied at the tip of our hands. You know what I mean? And I think that's what I loved about the prep, even though I had the setbacks, is the discipline and moderation. So reverse dieting, I remember my macros slowly went up. We slowly increased the carbs. But the one thing is, the gentleman that did step in along with the other girl that she was a bikini competitor, and she ended up pulling out because she ended up tearing her shoulder. She ended up adjusting my, and she's a coach too. She ended up adjusting my macros, and I kept doing my cardio, but not as extreme, but I still kept moving my body. That was like one of the biggest things. I learned it from a few other athletes that I found here on YouTube, and I'm really glad I did, because I saw how my body just, and I went to Hawaii too, like 2 weeks later. You know, I was still doing things, but I was still conditioning. And then I slowly kind of changed up the routine, because you kind of go through this weird funk, because you're on this checklist like every single day of how you're eating and how you're working out. And then when it all stops, it's kind of like, don't get it twisted. Like, I still have a whole household. I have a child. I have everything to take care of. I still have so much more, but it's like with myself, I felt kind of lost. So I did hit a little bit of post-show depression. I kind of felt, I was just in this really weird, sad feeling. Like, I don't know how to explain it. And I was really particular. And even to now, 5 months later, you know how some people, it's like, I want pizza, I'm going to go get it. I was very particular, like, where I wanted pizza. If I wanted a hamburger, I wanted it from The Habit. Like, I wanted it from a specific place. I wouldn't just eat anything. Like, I'm very specific on, like, what I wanted to eat, just so I could satisfy that craving. So be really intuitive too. If you feel like it's messing with you more intensely or psychologically, definitely you're going to want to seek a third party of help, in my opinion. But I was fully aware of it, because I've had an eating disorder in my past. I've been through the ups of the ups and the lows and the lows. So I was already prepared for this. And especially being in my mid-30s, like, I think I handled myself pretty well. And I feel really content. Like, right now, being at 145, it's a pretty happy weight for me. I like the way I look. I'm not terrible. But I'm actually going to be going into a mini cut soon. So I'm actually looking forward to that and just seeing how my body reacts. I also got a question with what division. I did the wellness division. What I do like about it is they do want you to have some form of, you know, some body fat on you, just not extreme. For me, I wasn't as conditioned as the one who beat me. Brittany totally deserved it. Her conditioning was immaculate. And this woman has 2 children. I'm just like, if this is what you look like after 2 kids, you are my life goals. She looks stunning, very encouraging, positive experience. And but if I was more conditioned, so I was at 135, about 18% body fat, still kind of high, technically, I guess, for the show. But for the time frame and what I went through and firing a coach and, you know, just adjusting, I did the best I could. I'm actually pretty pleased with how I looked. And if you saw on the show, that's exactly what I look like. Being all the setbacks and a mother, you know, your skin isn't as tight. You know, for me, everybody has different genetics, I was really happy with it. I was really content. I was really proud of myself, because it was a journey to get there. And there was moments I really thought I was going to have to pull out. So let's get into the chisme with the firing of the coach. Okay, so I ended up, long story short, because I don't want to drag this video, I met somebody at a place that I was going to pretty frequently, and I had a really good relationship with him. I was really cordial. He seemed really professional. I seen what he has, his businesses, whatnot. And I was like, this person, I felt like in time, knowing him prior, I thought I could trust. No, it went completely left. I probably wasted about a good $3,500 on him. And I remember at the end too, he buttered up my husband and I. You know, we went on this like double date for dinner, and he pretty much said how this is what he'll do, because it's really mastering and bringing down the food. The food is everything. And to anybody who wants to do this, or you're just like, I want to work with a coach, or maybe you want to do lifestyle, if you're going to pay X amount of thousands of dollars and you've been with this person for say 2-3 months, and you're still looking the same, or you feel like you're plateauing, you're not seeing what you want to see, that's a red flag. I saw the red flag and I called him out on it, and he was still trying to bypass me. And I'm like, time's going by. I remember the cardio too. And I'm like, this is not enough cardio. Even Jay Cutler. Y'all know who Jay Cutler is. I love me some Jay Cutler. By the way, if you haven't tried the Amplify 2.0 pre-workout, pretty fire, because it doesn't have that caffeine boost if you don't want to be on caffeine all the time. Highly recommend. But Jay Cutler, average minimal. This is from him. Okay, so don't come for me. Between 8 and 9 weeks, you should be doing about 90 minutes, roughly, of cardio. Roughly. That's fasted and post lift. This man only wanted me like on the elliptical. I think it was like literally like 30 minutes. And I'm like, this is nothing. And then the food too, the macros were way too high. When it ended up getting Coach Wolf involved, this other man, because I ended up firing this one, he was like, if you stayed eating on the macros that this man wants you to, you can't do the show. You'll look crazy up there. I wouldn't even want you to go up there. You'd be pulled. So I ended up having him clean up everything. We changed up some of the workouts, and everybody's body's different. And for me, I pretty much was I was carb cycling. So I had 3 leg days. So my carb cycling days, I'd have a little more carbs because I was still doing the cardio, and I had night cardio. I have a treadmill here too, so I would even get the steps in. But mainly fish. I started eating a lot of fish in the evening. We took out all red meats a long time ago because I love ground turkey. But I stopped eating ground turkey probably in May. So we were just on chicken, fish, egg whites, vegetables, and that was it. Cream of wheat, oats, very simple, but everything measured out to a T. And that's just what it is. I understand bodybuilding too is dangerous. I understand the physique that we get to, it's not sustainable or realistic. I get all that. But you know, I was in a place where I'm like, I want to at least feel somewhat confident up there. So when I saw myself at the time, when I was working with the original coach, I don't want to say his name, I was like, this is crap. And he was so nonchalant about it. And you know what's crazy? Is I remember I went to Hawaii 2 weeks later after the show with my family, with my husband, my child. And this man had the audacity to take $3,500 from my account. I haven't worked with you in the last few months. Why are you taking money from my account? And then I disputed the charge. Why did he like try to get attitude with me? And I'm like, this is so unprofessional. There's not even a contract, but you're still trying to take money from me? And then he got even more mad. He's like, you know, Adri, we're really cool. I thought we could talk personable. You know, I wouldn't take no money from you. You did though. You did. And you know what? I'm glad I went through all the BS. Yes, I lost out on money. But at the end of the day, I showed out and I pushed my body and I left my heart on that stage because I wanted to be up there. And you didn't want me to be up there. He didn't, because he's so anti-bodybuilding. Like, he started saying things even on social media. And I'm like, then why did you even take me? What was the even point of it? You know what I mean? You say you did X, Y, and Z, and I've seen his work. I've seen his transformations, but he felt something about muscle contest with the bodybuilding. So I'm like, never again. Lesson learned. And there's so many horror stories. If you guys go on TikTok, you go on YouTube, there's so many horror stories out there, and some people are trying to get silence. And I'm going to tell you this right now. Like, I am not one of those people. I don't gatekeep. I'm going to tell you the truth. You know, I don't have this perfect 22, 23-year-old physique. If you're young, I'm not discrediting you, but just like, you know, I'm about to be 38 years old on Monday. You know, I'm just, everything's different for me. I just went recently for my wellness check thyroid, everything, hormones, and everything looks great. But like, I'm in a different bracket, and the way social media portrays everything of a certain way, it's like, no, and I still have a household. I still have a child, and I homeschool a child. My child doesn't go to a public school. You know, I live a different lifestyle by choice. But it's just the way he projected his negative on me, and the fact that I did it, I could just see he still felt some type of way, but I really don't care. And if it wasn't for this gentleman to step in, and he doesn't even have no social media, but it was a friend of a friend who referred me to him, he goes, Adri, he'll get you there. And he did. I lost more weight with him, and I got better condition with him in less than 6 weeks than what I did with the other one in 3 months. I know a girl right now who's at our gym, and she's so beautiful, so sweet. She's literally paying over $2,500 for a private coach right now. And she still can't lose the weight that she's been wanting to lose with him. But she's been with him for the last 4 months. Make it make sense, y'all. Be really mindful and pay attention. You got to pay attention to the food. The food is everything. I could train for 3 hours, but it's what am I putting into my body? You know what I mean? So that was a big wake up. And not only that, I want to do another video with my homegirl, Arlene. So Arlene, I'll put her information down below. Arlene and I met at a wellness shop through Wellness Cast, who hosted a posing seminar for us. So we met new competitors, and half the competitors that were there actually were new time competitors this last year, and I was one of them too. So her and I got really close, and she got even scammed. She actually almost got screwed and blackballed on her own show day. So we're gonna actually, when I see her again, we're gonna just have the camera. I'm probably just gonna film it in like our truck, and we're just gonna tell like the tea, because there's so much of this that isn't talked about, you know? But overall, I'm proud of what I went through. I feel like all of that darkness, the setbacks, even losing that money, like sometimes it's just, it is what it is. You just got to eat it. It's a lesson. It's a lesson, you know? And I'm not trying to do that again. But I do have some things in store. There are some things I am working on. And if you continue to be here on this channel and subbing, I'll show you. I definitely want to put more of my quality content on YouTube than any other social media platform. So I'm not, like I said, I'm not a big Instagrammer, because I feel like Instagram just got a lot of haters too. It's just not my cup of tea. TikTok's fun because I feel like it's just so raw. You could just make a video and just you connect with who you connect with. But on here, I want this to be like my community, my little dream babies that follow me. Yes, that was my experience. It was insane. I had another girl who tried to step in too, and she was something else. I'm like, how do you want to be a bodybuilding coach, but yet you're not monitoring your clients and their food and what they're taking in? I don't understand. And that's a big thing, you guys. You don't even have to be a bodybuilder, but just in general, like if you're trying to like work with somebody and lose weight, you need to be mindful too, like what they're giving you, look at what you're doing, and you know, connect the dots. Sometimes too, I know there's some people that just kind of rely on the coach, but you got to look out for yourself, because there's so many coaches now. Let's be real. I can go and get certified tomorrow, and I could be like, I'm an online coach, but that's not what I want to do. That's not me. But if I can share people knowledge when it comes to food and nutritional and just like lifestyle, that's more me. I'm not trying to, for me, in my heart, I'm not trying to be a pro. I don't even want to go to the Olympia. It's not even that. I just love the sport. I wanted to test me because I love the bodybuilding. Like I fell in love with it when I was 22 years old. And it's honestly saved me in so many ways, because my first coach was from Jamaica, and she sculpted my body in a way that I didn't even know I could look like that. And it was because of the way she believed in me, but it was really, at the end of the day, me believing in myself. You know, I come from this, I have struggle and darkness just like any of you. And, you know, some people connect with music. Some people connect with poetry. Some people connect with culinary arts and cooking, you know. But for me, it was lifting. It was me versus me when I looked in the mirror and just what I could do. I felt like, you know, even to having scoliosis, my hip was higher than the other. I've had 3 foot surgeries even before I even prepped into this. You've seen all my setbacks, and it's like, you're so imperfect, but you're so beautiful and raw at the same time. And you deserve that. You deserve that moment of spotlight. You deserve whatever it is that your heart desires. And bodybuilding for me was just, it's just something I wanted to experience because I truly love the sport. And I love what it does for me. And I love how it makes me feel. So, and it gave me the confidence that I feel like it's like me healing that inner child. But yeah. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Leave me anything down below that you'd like me to answer. I'd be more than happy to. And to all my new subscribers, thank you so much for being here. And let's on the road to 1,000. Let's get to 1,000 subscribers. But thank you so much. I love you so much. I hope you have a great day and a great week, and I will talk to you soon.